honor of the Bundesliga starting here within the next couple of days, I have decided to make a projection video for the upcoming season, and these are my projections. Coming in last place and automatically getting relegated back down to the second league, I have Darmstadt. They finished second and were promoted automatically last season. They have spent a little bit of money bringing in Clara and Hornby, losing Tietz on the way. They have a negative 1.6 million euro balance. Not seeing them bringing in anybody in the next couple of weeks before the season starts. Therefore, automatically straight back down this year. The last club to get automatically relegated this year will be Bochum. They had a relatively disappointing year last year, finishing in 14th place. They have spent a little bit of money this offseason, but they need a lot of help based off what I saw last year, and I see them getting automatically relegated down in 17th place this season. Could change. You never know. Soccer's a wild sport, but I see them going back down. Finishing in our playoff spot here, we have Augsburg. They did sell Pepe, which got them a decent chunk of change, so they have a little bit of money to play with. They played significantly better last year than they did the year before, but I'm going to need some more. I need to see more from them. I'm not saying that they'll lose that relegation playoff. I'm just saying that they will be in that relegation playoff. And I mean, I hope they don't get down to 16th, but that's where I see them finishing this year. The team that survived the relegation playoff this year, I have them jumping up into 15th, getting a little bit more solidification here. They have spent the money this offseason to bring in some decent players. But I'm not sure that they have any money left to bring in anybody else. I do see them being safe this year, but only just finishing in 15th place, right ahead of Augsburg. Finishing right above them, we have the automatically promoted first place team from last year, Heidenheim. I see them getting a solid 14th place. I see them being slightly better than Stuttgart and Augsburg and Bochum, who have already been up here. They have spent a little bit of money trying to solidify that place. I think that they will be closer to the relegation than they will to be mid-table, but I still see them being able to hold on and getting another year in the Bundesliga, hopefully building a stronger team to stay up there more solidified the year after. A team I see having a disappointing year this year, I see Wolfsburg landing in 13th place, dropping a solid 5 places this year from where they finished last year. They have let Nemecha and Pongragic go. They haven't really replaced them with very high-profile players. They still have a little bit of money to play with. Like I said, I see this being a little bit of a more disappointing season, but still mid-table. Finishing right above them in 12th place, I have Werder Bremen leaping up from 13th into 12th this season. They haven't brought anybody in. They have sold a little bit. They have some money to play with. I need them to sign some players before this window closes. I think they'll have probably about the same type of year that they had last year. I just see them finishing in a slightly higher place in 12th place. Similar points, though. A team I have been a little bit disappointed in, Borussia Mönchengladbach. I have them dropping one place down to 11th. I was surprised that they even finished in 10th last year. They should not be, a team like this should not be finishing in the bottom half of the table, but unfortunately I see them continuing to finish in the bottom half of the table this year. They have brought in a number of decent players, so hopefully those guys can turn it around for them. They did lose Thuram though, and that might be a problem replacing his goal output, but I think they'll probably remain about the same, get them the same amount of points that they got last year. Rounding out the bottom half of our table, I have last year's 12th place finishing Hoffenheim. I see them getting slightly better results. They have brought in a decent amount of players. They did lose Baumgartner, though. They have money to play with. They got 13.7 million euros to play with here. So I think I could see them bringing in a player or two before the window closes and jumping from 12th into 10th place, almost cracking that top half of the table. Speaking of the top half of the table, we're going to start off with Mainz, who finished 9th last year. I have them finishing 9th again this year. They have some money to play with. They've only brought in Kraus, and I think they're going to have pretty much the exact same year they had last year. I would like to see them make some signings before the window closes. I could theoretically see them getting up into 7th. I don't think they're going to get any higher into European places, but 9th place is respectable. Another team, that I see having a disappointing year, Bayer Leverkusen, who finished 6th last year. They got some European football in the Conference League to contend with this year. They did lose Diaby, which is a big loss, big loss. So I think they'll have a little bit of a learning curve early quarter to a third of the season without him. And I see that costing them, and they will finish in 8th. Team I have grown to like and respect over the last few years, Cole. They have a little bit, tiny bit of money, 200,000 euros to play with. I think they've done all the work they're going to be doing in the offseason. I see them finishing the exact same place they finished last year, in 7th, just outside the European places. But I would love to see them crack into 6th or 5th place, get themselves some European football again. That would be nice. Last year's high achievers, Union Berlin, they have spent more money than they have brought in this off season. They did kind of fall off towards the end of the season, but it's hard to keep track with or keep pace with Dortmund and Bayern. Many teams have tried and many have failed. I see them having slightly more down to earth season, finishing in 6th after their 4th place finish last year. They will have Champions League football again, so. Last year's actual 7th place team, Frankfurt, I see them hopping 2 places, getting into the Europa League place in 5th. They haven't brought in Pacho, Larson, Idibe, Nauf, Gankamp, Max, right? They've brought in a lot of players. They've only lost Ashe for 1 million euros. They have spent a lot more than they brought in. I think they might be done for this transfer window, but I think it's going to pay off for them. They're going to get themselves some European soccer yet again. A little bit of a fall from RB Leipzig this season, down from 3rd to 4th. They have brought in a lot, but they did lose both Zaboslai and Nkuku, who was most of their offense last year. So they'll have issues replacing them, but they'll find somebody almost certainly. So I think it'll cost them early in the season, but they'll recover in time to finish fourth. We have a team on the rise here with Freiburg. They finished fifth last season. I see them leapfrogging up into third place this season, being kind of a surprise for the year, and ultimately falling back and finishing in third. They have a lot of money to play with right now. They need to sign somebody, spend some of that money, bring some people in, solidify that team a little bit, make sure they get some Champions League football this season, and I think it is well within them to do so. From last year's runner-up to this year's runner-up, I have Borussia Dortmund finishing in second. They did sell Bellingham, and now this off-season, bringing in Nemecha and Sabitzer, I still see them finishing in second. Man, they got a lot of money, though. They could bring in some younger players like they normally do, some players that you have never heard of that are going to be surprising and score a bunch of goals for them, but they're probably going to also give up a bunch of goals and ultimately finish in second place. Ladies and gentlemen, for the 156th time in a row, Bayern Munich will win the Bundesliga this season. All right, they brought in Kim from Napoli to solidify that back line. He is a stud, so that is a great signing. They did lose Hernandez and Sabitzer to Borussia Dortmund, but I don't think it's going to matter. I think they're going to finish in first place yet again. They just got to figure out that coaching stuff, but they got the guys. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for sticking around and watching through all of this. If you made it this far, don't forget to like and subscribe. Go check out some of my other videos. This is part 4 of my European League's projections for every table. I've done the Premier League and La Liga and Serie A. They're all live for you to go check out right now. Coming out tomorrow, the day after this one is published, I will also have the Eredivisie. Yes, the Eredivisie, not Ligue 1, because the Eredivisie is ranked higher than Ligue 1 in the UEFA League coefficient. All right, so be on the lookout for that. Go check out some of my other material. I have logo rankings on there. I have top 5 baseball players of all time. Go check out some of that stuff, man. Head down to the comments. Let me know what I got wrong, and I will see you guys in the next video.